Namaskaram.
From Kamakshi of Kanchipuram, we now move to Mathurapuri or Madurai as it is known, where we explore the divine Swarupam of Jagannatha as Meenakshi. This particular Swarupam has two different Sampradayams and two different ways in which she is seen. In one Sampradayam, she is the daughter of the Pandya Raja Malayadhwaja, and in another Sampradayam, she is Matangi. So today we will explore a little bit about both these aspects and see for ourselves how is she experienced in Madhurapuri Kshetra.
To do this, we will take the help of a beautiful shloka that is found in the Shodashopachara Vidhi of Devi Meenakshi. Like we did in the last video, we will first learn to chant this shloka without any mispronunciations, appreciate its poetic elements, learn its word-by-word meanings, and bask in the stories that convey the glory of the goddess. Now, here is how we chant the shloka. Balarkaruna padmapitha nilayam vamadishaktya-vritam ela gandhi sukuntalam trinayanam hemambaralankratam vame lambita dorlatam sucharanam dakshe karendivaram Shyamabham sharadindu charuvadanam dhyayet suminekshanam. This dhyana shloka is composed in a poetic meter called Shardula Vikriditam, which means the playfulness of a tiger. Everything about Goddess Meenakshi portrays dynamism and movement. We will come to how that is in a few moments. But the key phrase to understand the meaning of this shloka here is dhyayet. One must meditate upon. Whom must one meditate upon? That is answered by all the other word combinations in this shloka that end in in dvitiya vibhakti, as the object of such meditative action. We will once again take the help of this layer-wise arrangement to see the flow of ideas conveyed in this shloka clearly. The first of such words in Dvitiya Vibhakti is the name of the goddess herself, Dhyayet Sumina Ikshanam. One must meditate upon the one with beautiful fish-like eyes. Why such a comparison of her eyes with a fish? Of course, at a physical level, eyes as shapely as a fish is a beautiful portrayal of their form. But out of the many other names for a fish, the choice of the word Meena itself holds the key. It comes from the root sound miyate, which means to measure or to travel. It is seen in words like miti, which means measurement, and mimamsa, which means deep exploration or mind's travel. It is used as a word for fish just to convey the large and effortless distances they travel and measure across water bodies. In this context, Meenakshi is the one whose eyes go far and deep, measuring vast expanses. This is why I said everything about Meenakshi smacks of dynamism. After the rise of Ichha Shakti, the force of desire as Kamakshi, Meenakshi can be seen as Jnana Shakti, the force of knowledge which sets forth in the pursuit of fulfilling that desire. With this understanding, let us explore the other words of the shloka in Dvitiya Vibhakti, which convey her attributes further.
Meenakshi is that Swarupam of the goddess who resides in a forest full of Kadamba trees. What is this connection to Meenakshi and Kadamba specifically? For this, we delve a little bit into the Tattvam of Manidvipam. Manidvipam, or the island made of gems, is Lalitapara Bhattarika's eternal residence. In the middle of the ocean of bliss, the Ananda Samudram, that is where the Manidvipam is found, that is where Devi eternally resides. There are different enclosures in the Manidvipam that are made of different precious materials, and in between each enclosure, there is a grove made of a special kind of a tree. There, amongst multiple kinds of trees, wish-fulfilling trees, a beautiful mention is made about a specific and a very powerful Vanam called the Kadamba Vanam. It is in the Kadamba Vanam where Devi resides as Shyamala Devi. That Shyamala Devi there in Manidvipam is no different from Shyamala or Meenakshi here in Madurai. This is the reason why the Kadamba Vanam forms an important part of the temple and the kshetram of Madurai itself.
The first word of this shloka too starts with a description of where the goddess resides. It says, Balar Karuna Padma Pitha Nilayam. I meditate upon the one who is situated, Nilaya, upon the lotus pedestal, Padma Pitha, which is of the color of the rising sun, Bala Arka. The next word is Vamadi Shaktyavritam, the one who is surrounded, Avrita, by the powers, Shaktis, like Vama and others. This word here hints at this form of Devi, despite her gentle appearance being a powerful tantric form. The next word appeals to her pleasant nature by praising her as Ela Gandhi Sukuntalam, the one who is of beautiful hair, Sukuntala, which is of the fragrance of cardamom, Ela Gandhi. The next two words are quite straightforward to understand. I meditate upon the one with three eyes, Trinayanam, and the one who is adorned, Alankritam, in resplendent golden garments, Hema Ambara. The physical description of Devi's form in the Garbhagriha of Meenakshi temple continues in the next few words.
In the temple of Mathurapuri, we see Meenakshi holding a flower, a lotus, and atop that is a parrot with the other hand in the Dola Hastam. We don't see the Swarupam that we are familiar with that emerges during the war that Lalita has against Bhandasura. In the war that Lalita has against Bhandasura, we see that Lalita comes out with the sugarcane bow and the remaining Ayudhas as we saw in the previous video, and Shyamala Devi comes out with the Veena, with the Akshamala, with the Pustaka, and with the parrot. Now this is an interesting idea to explore because Lalita resides in Kanchipuram and Shyamala Devi resides in Madurai. Then how is the Swarupam that we see in Madurai different from the Swarupam that emerges during the war against Bhandasura? For this, we dive into the Brahmanda Puranam, which tells us that when Lalita is having and preparing for the war with Bhandasura, at that point, Shyamala Devi, from her own being, she creates two attendants. And she gives one of those attendants the Veena that she holds, and she gives the other one the parrot. From the parrot emerges a being whose name is Dhanurveda Purusha. This Dhanurveda Purusha represents all of the knowledge of archery, of Dhanurvidya, and he gives Shyamala Devi a bow and an arrow to fight against Bhandasura. This bow is called Chitrajivam. So the parrot represents all of the knowledge of the Upavedas, and it is this parrot that Meenakshi holds there in Madurai. This is how we do the Samanvayam or the connection, and we see the equanimity of Shyamala Devi and Meenakshi Devi being one.
With that understanding of the subtler unity behind those two forms of the goddess, let us move to the next phrase which describes the goddess as Vame Lambita Dorlatam. She is the one who has on her left, Vame, a beautiful creeper-like arm which is extended, Lambita Dorlata. She is the one with beautiful feet, Sucharana, and in her right hand, Dakshekare, a lotus, Indivara. She is the one who is of a dark hue, Shyama Abha, and a beautiful Charu face, Vadana, which is like an autumnal moon, Sharad Indu. All these words paint a picture of the personified form of the goddess as a young daughter of Malayadhwaja, standing on a tender red lotus, with no other weapons or instruments in her hands, but just a lotus in her right, with her left arm left free. Yet, she is surrounded by some of the fiercest of powers like Vama and others, indicating that despite the simplicity of her physical portrayal, her presence is immensely powerful. While as the one with beautiful fish-like eyes, Meenakshi is a gentle, sweet form, approachable to all. As the one whose eyes travel far and deep into creation, Meenakshi is verily the physical manifestation of the potent and penetrative force, Jnana Shakti.
The Lalita Sahasranamam also makes a beautiful reference to the name Meenakshi using the specific words Chalan Meena Bhalochana, where the entire shlokam describes how beautifully Devi's face is compared to a pond in which the eyes are like fish that are moving. The idea of the moving eyes is that her glance is constantly watching over all creation. And if that glance falls on any being, any seeker, even for a brief second, their every wish is fulfilled. Meenakshi represents Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge that a seeker requires for his or her or their own journey to progress. Meenakshi Tattvam is hidden across multiple texts, and this particular Dhyana Slokam that we found is from the Shodashopachara Vidhi of Meenakshi. We are grateful to the Upasaka of Meenakshi who shared this lovely gem with us.
Let us now chant this extremely beautiful and highly potent shloka together one more time. Balarkaruna Padmapitha Nilayam Vamadishaktya-vratam Ela Gandhi Sukuntalam Trinayanam Hemambaralankratam Vame Lambita Dorlatam Sucharanam Dakshe Karendivaram Shyamabham Sharadindu Charuvadanam Dhyayet Suminekshanam.
From Kanchi Kamakshi to Mathura Meenakshi, and now on the penultimate day of Dussehra, on Mahar Navami, we take you to Kashipuram where we will then explore Kashi Vishalakshi.
We hope that you enjoyed watching this video and found it useful. Make sure that you click on the like button, subscribe to the channel to not miss any of our future updates, and share this video with those whom you think might benefit from this. You may also support our work further by becoming patrons or YouTube members through these links in the description below, gaining access to exclusive downloadable resources, live streaming sessions, and more. Thank you once again for your time and attention. See you in the next video. Namaskaram.